In this video, I'm going to share a couple of exercises that I do every single day that have really transformed my neck health. I went from someone that had multiple instances of waking up and I completely couldn't move my neck, it had done something in the night in my 20s, to someone that never has this anymore at all in my 30s. I am not a doctor or a medical professional. I don't know anything. I don't even know my own name, so ignore all of this. Try any exercise at your own risk. This is going to be split into 3 sections. We've got morning, we've got midday and throughout the day, and then we've got at night, last thing before bed. Okay, exercise number 1. This is what I do very first thing in the morning as soon as I wake up. You've been sleeping all night in all sorts of weird positions on your pillow. Your neck is very likely to be quite stiff. What you're going to do, bring both your arms behind your back, then take them over to one side. From here, we're going to either bring our hands together like that, or you can clasp your fingers together. This is what I do. Now, we're going to stand straight, then bend your neck really gently towards the hands that are clasped together, like this. It's important not to go too far into this stretch, considering first, you've just woken up. Secondly, we're not really trying to gain flexibility here. We're just trying to unlock what we've lost overnight. So slowly play around with your head position. From here, I feel a very different stretch to if I just move my head forward a tiny bit, and then again, if I move my head further back, I feel the stretch all along this side in different areas. Really, this is just about playing around, moving your head very slowly and gently and seeing all the angles and all the different stretches that it can give you. Once you've done one side, do the exact same thing on the other side. Usually, I only hold each stretch for between 20 to 30 seconds. If you want, you can do longer. Sometimes I do longer depending on how stiff my neck feels that morning. The next stretch that I do, you're going to stand straight with your legs slightly bent. Bring your hands, again, clasped together behind your head. You're going to just lean forward. Your legs are bent because it's not a hamstring stretch. You're mainly thinking about pulling your head in. You should feel a nice stretch all up the back of your neck. For me, on this particular exercise, I definitely feel it the most in the morning, so it doesn't really have the same effect if I'm doing it later on after I've sort of warmed up. But try it for yourself, see how you feel. If you want to do these stretches throughout the day, by all means do so. For the final part of this little morning routine, simply lie flat on your stomach, bring your arms out to the side as if you're skydiving, and then slightly above the ground as well, raised. Simply from flat, you're gonna open up and then come down again. You're gonna do this 10 times, and on the last time, you're gonna hold it for 10 seconds. You should feel this all down your back, mainly upper back, sort of shoulders and neck. The idea of this is to combat the leaning forward, this sort of phenomenon that we do a lot in our daily lives, and practice this retraction. So now we're moving into the portion that is throughout the day. This isn't necessarily a set of exercises or stretches. This is much more a re-evaluation of your posture and general sort of maintenance of how you do things. This is the hardest step for a lot of people because a lot of us are used to doing certain things in the way that is not necessarily the most beneficial for your neck. So for example, I'm on the computer. Am I like this or am I like this? Another classic one is when you're on your phone, wherever you are you holding it down like this, leaning, with your neck not supported by any muscles? You're simply just leaning. This is often the cause of nerd neck, or otherwise known as tech neck, things like this, where basically people just have bad postures from being on their phone, on their computers all day and not doing anything about it. The first step in combating this is to be aware of the problem. Once you're aware, then you can start to catch yourself in certain positions and adjust from there. I know that it's much more comfortable and easy to just, sit like this on your phone. But in the long run, it's probably going to be more beneficial to stop yourself doing that, sit upright, and bring your arm actually up. If you're working on a desk all day, consider things like raising the laptop so it's not beneath your eye level and it's sort of up there. Also, think about things like standing desks and various other things like this. When you are relaxing at home on the sofa or just sitting watching TV, you need to think, how is your neck being supported? If possible, I would always think about using some sort of support for your neck. It's easy to lie sort of relaxed with your back, but your neck is actually still sort of upright like this, as opposed to getting a couple of pillows, putting them behind your head and really sort of leaning back into it like this. If you have one of these travel pillows, these can be quite useful as well. I've got into the habit of just keeping this on my neck at all times when I'm on my sofa. So it's sort of an extra easy layer of protection that sort of does this exact job. But still, the most important thing is to recognize what you're actually doing, how are you sitting, and then catch yourself and change it accordingly. The final point throughout the day, try and look up and around. These days, we often spend a lot of the time either looking at the ground or looking sort of straight, but you really need to make an effort to use your mobility to its full extent, Try and actually look round the corner, Look up at that building. Don't always just look up, Look up to the side, look up to both sides, look up and around. Really try and actually use your neck how it's supposed to be used. The more that you do this, the better your neck will feel. We are now on the evening section of this little neck routine. You are going to need a piece of equipment for this. It is a simple lacrosse ball, a massage ball. You can also use things like a golf ball, a baseball, even a tennis ball. Probably a bit soft, but it's better than nothing. The other thing that you need is a wall where you can have a corner so you can put your head around the side while pressing your shoulder against the wall. All you're going to do is put the massage ball on your shoulder, I like to do all of this section. So it's not necessarily an exact spot. Ball goes here. Gonna put that on the wall, your head on the other side, and you're gonna lean into it. Do this for anywhere between 10 to 30 seconds, then move the ball into a slightly different spot and repeat. Do this on both sides, keeping as straight of a back as you can while you do this. Also play with the position of your arm. You might feel one stretch here, different stretch like this, and like this, etc., etc. It's all about different positions. There's no one perfect position. It's, you want to go through the whole range of every position. For me, these exercises seriously helped my neck and my neck pain. It's not a exhaustive list of exercises you can do. It's just what I personally do from a couple of different people and different routines that I've picked up. I would probably say this is sort of the minimum, really. It's really not that time consuming. And if you do have more time, you should stretch your shoulders, your arms, your back, you can use the massage ball on all of these areas as well, because at the end of the day, everything is interconnected. So, your neck issues could be caused by your tight pecs, for example. But as a start, I think this is a pretty good exercise. Give it a go for a couple of weeks and see if it makes any difference. Personally, since I've started doing this, I haven't had any serious neck problems, and I definitely haven't been waking up with any sort of serious not being able to move my neck or anything like I had before. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments. Leave me a like if you liked it. If you have any feedback or experiences on neck injuries or on this routine or on your own routine, please share them in the comments. Other than that, thank you for watching. Have a lovely day.